Hey guys, welcome back to AFK Journey. In today's video, I wanted to give you my rundown on whether I think Lily May is worth pulling after we've had a full rotation of all the bosses. And first of all, I just want to say, I think if you look at a must-pull unit, she's been the most must-pull unit that we've had along all of the banners so far. She's the most powerful one that we've had and the most pivotal in multiple locations. So if you want to look at it in terms of is she a must-pull, I think she is the best unit we have had. I do know there are still some people out there holding out hope for Mikola to come to the game, and they are still saving. I do see them in the comments all the time. So just keep in mind, if you do dump all your summons into a character, you are pretty much boned for the next one, and probably the next one, and probably the next one. Unfortunately, that is the way this game goes. If you look at my free-to-play account here, I went all in on Lily May. I've now got 37,000 diamonds left, which has no shot of getting me the next hero anywhere near viable. And to get that Lily May, I saved from before the season for probably about 2 to 3 months. So unfortunately, that is the way the game goes. Now, a massive thing is we do have the test server, so you can wait if you are still like going, oh, but what if the next hero is the one I want? Because of the test server having everything a bit early, it means you will get to see the new hero and their full skill set before Lily May goes away. So if you do want to wait, you can wait for that. But let's look at her objectively in the different aspects of the game. The first thing I want to talk about is early game. Now, I'm not on that account right now, but on my other account, I do have her at Supreme in the early game. My Cecilia is at Mythic, and I've been comparing the two there. In general, I think she's in early game. I think she's still really strong because even though I haven't been able to push that account and I'm like over rank 100 in AFK stages, I'm still getting in like the top 50 in some of the bosses. So she is good for that, but early game, I still think she's a solid pickup. It's tough because it's all RNG based. If you don't go for it, then you're going for RNG to try and get the right heroes that you want. And if you don't get them, well, you kind of boned. So a bit tough, but in the early game, I do think she is very strong, but not as strong as the standard Cecilia or Florabelle in carry capacity because she can't fill the role of a carry in the early game because she doesn't have that control aspect. So you're replacing one of your supports for her and you're still running like a Cecilia or a Florabelle for the control aspect and extra damage that they have. That's what I found so far. So in early game, pretty good. But let's go to the things that people are most concerned about. The first one we're going to jump into for like late game and general is bossing. Now in bossing, she's an absolute monster. From the meta, from the whale meta best teams, she is best in slot in Snow Stomper, in Necrodrakon, in Skyclops, and in Alpha Bear. In those four, she is best in slot in the most optimal teams that people have built. In King Croker, she is viable, but just below the best slot. But if you have her higher invested, she's probably going to do better for you in King Croker than other units. And then the final one is Lone Gaze, where she just doesn't seem to have the fit in Lone Gaze unless we find another team in the future. So 4 out of 5 bosses best in slot, and one of them perfectly viable and really strong. I think that puts her in a great spot for bossing, for value of pulling. If we look over here on my account, she has managed me. Unfortunately, Snow Stomper is one I've always sucked at. I just got pipped for top 10 on my server. Now, obviously, my server, you can check my damage and stuff like that, but you know, it's a fairly free-to-play server, but this is like very close because normally I used to get beyond 20 in Snow Stompers. She has climbed me a lot in there, but if I take a look at my personal, and keep in mind, I did invest her up to 23 exclusive equipment because I think she is that valuable unit that is worth investing heavily into if you do have her. I'd rather invest heavily into her than like a Corrin or an Odie or a Marilee because I left those guys at minimum, you know, viable, and then I just wanted to get like the next power creep, what I consider a hero to the power up with the exclusive equipment, and that's what I've done with her. But if we look at these ones, the previous few bosses, I got top 8, top 5, top 4, and basically she's put me into the top 10 of every other boss besides Snow Stomper so far, which the big one for me was Alpha Bear, because Alpha Bear I used to always struggle with, but now she has managed to get me up there. And as for Lone Gaze, I have always been pretty strong at Lone Gaze because of my Taylene. So that's kind of where we are at. For me personally, bossing, she is fantastic. For free-to-play, I think she's a fantastic bossing unit to pick up because she just helps you with your damage overall. If she is the meta in 4 of the bosses, for the absolute Giga Whales that have everything built, then she's going to be great for free-to-play players in bossing. So that is bossing 100%. She is a great option for bossing. Now, the next one is AFK stages in the late game and deficit pushing. From what I've seen from people, she's more of a tech unit. She's not like part of the best team. However, full confession, I don't deficit push anymore. The only time like, if you look here, I am more powerful than my enemy. I just have not gone into this section in 2 weeks to just press the auto battle. That's how bad I've been. But in general, from what I've seen from people in the later game still trying to push AFK stages, she's more of a tech unit for countering certain options. She works pretty decently in the Wilder team with Iron and, you know, Ulmus and stuff like that. But in general, I honestly don't think AFK stage is the most important thing, except for at the start of the season. And at the start of the season, you've probably got some solid teams built up already if you've been playing from the start of the game. So AFK stages, I don't weigh as highly anymore personally, but she is definitely looking very viable in AFK stages as well. And honestly, even better than viable is like the tech usage for canceling ultimates, because that just having that one battle where she tech slots in and then can counter the enemy to get you a win that you otherwise couldn't beat, I think is more valuable now when we've got such a broad roster than having a generally good hero, if that makes sense. So I think that tech option in AFK stages is going to be great. And the final one is Arena. Now, Arena, I still haven't done, I haven't done my tax today. We've got 12 minutes left, but in Arena, I think she's absolutely fantastic. A lot of different teams she can work with. Unfortunately, I just don't have many heroes built. So on my account personally, I haven't been able to test her with a ton of different things. I don't know why my Odi's in this team here. Yeah, I do think she is amazing in PvP in the early game through to the late game. I still struggle with these Scarlita teams, and like I said, I don't have the options. I really want to use her with a Shakir. I want to combo her with like a Vala as well and test some comps there. Unfortunately, I just don't have the roster to allow me to do that, and this kind of team is something that I will never beat, even with her, because the Scarlita, Damien kind of counters her. Another thing that really annoys me is Florabelles as well. They kind of get annoying with me. Because the little minions take up her dance, and that can be really struggling. But yeah, like I said, these higher Scarlita teams are a massive struggle, but we'll go ahead and we'll have a crack here. Do I want to actually Iron this? I don't think there is much point in even doing that. I might put her over here, and then who do we bring for my last slot? If I don't need to bring the Iron, I think I might even just bring you, and we'll test how this goes over here. Does that mean she's gonna get dropped on? Let's try this randomly. Let's try that. All right, let's go. Listen, we ain't gonna get it done here, but we're gonna have some fun. Yeah, like I said, as good as she is against these Scarlita teams, it's just too much pressure for me to handle at the moment. Actually, I should have dropped my Taylene, because Taylene's not gonna really do well in here at all. But let's have a look. Yeah, see you later, Taylene. Just absolutely punted. Now, we did cancel the ult of the Scarlita, which isn't too bad, but we actually got her down. Oh, we actually got her down. Oh, unfortunately, we're going to interrupt Damien. Ooh. Yeah, the Damien interrupt kind of sucks. Please don't one-shot me, Thorin. Dude, look at that. She's OP. She's OP beating Scarlita teams. Look at it. Look at it. There we go. Up into the top 20 again. But yeah, PvP, she is absolutely fantastic. And honestly, for free-to-play especially, great unit to be slotting into some PvP teams. Even against non-Iron teams, I actually like her more against non-Iron teams. Because the problem is normally the Iron you'll cancel his first ultimate. And then he'll still get his ultimate off before you get him dead. So you're still grouped at the end of the day. And that's normally right before Thorin. So even though she is decent against the Iron, it'll especially good against Iron Ulmus teams, but even though she is good against it, like I still love her against any other team. Like I said, she does have a couple counters. Florabelle with you know, her little minions taking up the entire dance kind of sucks, and then Damien, because he has such massive energy regeneration, you interrupt him, but it effectively does nothing because you get no damage out of it, and he's going to ult us in a second anyway. So that's the problem in PvP, but in general, PvP, she's an absolutely amazing unit. So that is the roundup. Do I think she is worth pulling? I think she is the most worth pulling unit so far. But once again, if you do want to wait, hopefully on the test server, we will get the next hero before the standard servers. So you can, if you want to wait, you can wait and make your decision. Like I said, I know there's a lot of people holding out hope for Mikola, so we'll have to wait and see if that happens. But in general, the most pullable unit we've had so far, and one I am definitely glad I saved for, and definitely glad that I dumped all my summons into her to get it to Supreme Plus. The other option is you can go to Mythic Plus and then save all your normal summons and trying to get 2 more copies of her when she goes onto the standard banner. But for me, you know, rates of dog shit. I did like 230 summons and hit pity every time, so that kind of sucked. But you know, it's a gamble. It's up to you guys on what you want to do. But I do think she is definitely the first character that I would say is worth pulling in the game so far as a banner character. But you guys let me know what you did. Let me know what you're going to do. Are you one of those Mikola holding out hope people? Because I know they're out there. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.